So our topic for today is BIM based model checking. So basically, as we discussed last time, that with regards to BIM model, so um, just like before, di ba, we or the old days, we do everything manually, and then if there are clashes or conflict arises, it will be dealt with sa actual site na. Now, with the aid of BIM, so it is easier for us to identify right away what are the potential issues or clashes that will arise on site na pwede nating ma-address during the design stage. Take note that BIM works side by side during the design phase of the uh, um, project. So hindi siya ginagawa during the construction phase na. Okay, so for the introduction of BIM based model checking, so it is a revolutionary approach that leverages building information modeling or BIM to verify the design and performance of building system. By integrating BIM with formal verification techniques, BMC enables engineers to identify, ito nga yung sinasabi natin, potential, okay natin, potential issues such as conflicts, error, and inefficiencies early in the design process. So not only the potential clashes with different disciplines or utilities um, or members of the structure uh, will be checked or will be beneficial under the BMC. Pero there are also errors and inefficiencies. Like for example, um, if there is a certain part of the structure wherein it is direction oriented or strict in direction oriented. For example, paglalagay lang let's say ng isang um, junction box or ano na lang circuit breaker. So yung model dapat dun of course that is wing of the uh, yung opening or yung door ng circuit breaker should be open outwards. So kapag ka inward siya or parang nakabaliktad yung ating circuit breaker wherein yung likod ng circuit breaker yung naka-expose sa labas, then yung pinto niya is nasa loob. So yun yung mga some sort of pwede natin sabihin mga errors that can be that needs to be resolved by just reorienting lang naman yung mga structure. So similar with the other utilities, like for example, in case that we need or that the pipe should be let's say 150 mm, and then um and then mistakenly ang nai-type or ang nailagay ng nagmo-model is 1,500, which is excess of a zero. So yung mga ganong error, so it can be easily captured sa BMC. Okay, so those are the other aspects or other cross checks that can be viewed or can be done with the BMC. Hindi lang yung mga conflicts or clashes. Okay? And then also, this proactive approach helps to reduce work, improve project efficiency, and ensure the overall quality and sustainability of building. So as I discussed last time, we don't want rework, particularly when the project is being constructed on site, merely because it will occur additional expenses during the construction phase. So we don't want that to happen. Instead of that, additional expense will turn into a profit. So might as well um, create another line of checks such as BIM based model check for us to reduce rework. So basically that BMC will be um, somewhat the additional cost that will be used for the uh, beam modeling with its checking. would somehow still be lesser in terms of cost since the rework on-site are unavoidable, particularly kapag hindi na check or hindi na ba-validate yung mga locations during the design stage and then sa on-site na lang siya ginagalaw. So mas malaki pa din ang matitipid natin sa pagkakaroon ng beam compare with the rework itself. Okay, and then lastly, BMC is particularly valuable for complex projects involving multiple disciplines as it provides a comprehensive view of the entire building system and facilitates collaboration among stakeholders. Plus, take note that whenever we wanted to use BIM, for me, it is not recommendable if you're gonna use it for a simple projects. For example, bahay. So I don't think nakakailanganin pa natin ng BIM kasi the cost of the adding BIM with regards to the complexity of the project is quite costly kapag simple projects lang. Pero yung mga complex like for example, mga high-rise buildings or let's say mga landmark structures, like for example, gagawa ka ng airport, mga ganon. So I think it's one of the example of project which we can consider that as complex that having a BIM will be beneficial as we do the project. At the end of this session, so our learning objectives would be first is to understand the BIM model checking. And then familiarize with the significance of BIM-based checking in structural design. So yun, ito yung ating um, uh, learning objectives for today. So again, by defining the BMC or BIM-based model checking, so again, it is a process which processes the content of information in BIM files according to rules specified as predefined procedures. The components of BMC consist of three components. First is the software, next is rule set, and then next is BIM files. So let's take note, di ba naalala nyo, sinabi ko sa inyo na we need the following softwares, yung mga nilista ko. So yung Civil 3D and Revit, those are the softwares that made the model. Okay, that produces the model. Now, sa Navisworks, that is the software that runs the check. Doon na natin, that is one of the software that is used to check the outputs from all other softwares or all other different softwares. Okay, for them to check what are the clashes and whatsoever. Now, with regards to that one, okay, so aside from having a software, um, there we also set rules which will govern and which will not or which will adjust. And then lastly, yung mismong BIM files natin uh, when they are collaborated together. Let me just pull out something to draw. Okay. For example, the rule set na sinasabi natin. Ayan. Okay. So let's say kunwari we have a beam column, ayan, column. Yan, column. So definitely bawal magbutas diyan. Bawal butasan yung column tsaka yung beam. Sabihin natin this is the beam. Tapos ito yung column natin. And then may dadaan na piping. So let's say ito yung finished floor elevation sa taas. Okay? Huwag na natin i-consider yung mga topping dyan sa ibabaw. Kunwari yan, Yan yung finish floor elevation niya or yung floor level sa ibabaw. Now, from the floor level, let's say nag-set yung plumbing. Sabihin natin the plumbing. Set 3 350 mm from floor level. Okay, so sasabi daw meron daw siyang 350 mm from floor level. 350 daw. Okay? So tsaka pa lang nandun yung pipe niya. Ayan. Yung plumbing. Tas it will run across the under the slab or the beam. Now, during the design process, the client add an additional load or weight sa ating second floor. Sabihin natin second floor to. Sample lang. And then, what happened is that initially, let's say the depth of the beam is 300. Now, with the change na nangyari, okay, with the change na nangyari, for example, that become 375. Sample lang to ha. So medyo lumalim by 75 mm. So now, the beam is somehow located here. So may clash na, 'di ba? Now, based sa rules, for example, even though that let's say ang sinet ng rule set is ito yung ating offset from the floor level papunta doon sa location ng ibabaw ng pipe. But kunwari ito yung yung rule set niya pero may isa pang rule set that would govern na kunwari no punching or walang walang pwedeng bumutas sa lahat ng structural member. So even though that we have a rule set na ito yung 250, okay, since mas mag-govern itong isa, okay, so isusupersede niya tong isang na to, ito yung sumunod na rule set. So what should happen is that this one should be removed and somehow be lowered somewhere here. Okay? So I hope clear yan ha kasi those are the things that whenever we set rules, like for example this, so that's when the time it arises. And then class, take note that beam only identifies which of the locations sa site or sa beam model, uh, which of it clash or ano yung merong mga issues. Pero beam doesn't um, fix it. Okay? Again, hindi natin pinifix sa beam. We only check the clashes. Then we coordinate that with the designers, and then both designers for the structural and plumbing should talk kung ano yung best approach on this scenario. And then with that, that's the time that it will be amended kung ibababa ba to or kung ibabalik sa 300 pero babawasan yung load sa ibabaw. So those are the things that needs to be coordinated by both parties and whoever parties pang involved. Okay? So please class again take note na hindi natin inaayos sa beam yung model kasi beam is just a tool for us to check. Okay? Going back with the slide. So again, this division into the components enables to focus and improve each of the components and the relation between the components. PMC is therefore not only solved by buying software and hit the checking button. So hindi lang siya nakapag may software ka, ni-run mo yung model, check tapos na. Okay? So as I've said a while ago, what is important with the beam is that as you check, as you identified all the issues, okay, whether it's a clash, inefficiencies or error, parties involved in that error or scenario or clash should coordinate with each other kasi yun naman talaga ang very sole purpose of having a BIM for proper and better coordination. Okay? BIM is perhaps one of the best ways to illustrate the power of relevant information in BIM files. Model checking explores the content in information in BIM files in a transparent way. Then, statement like improving the BIM is enriching the model to increase the amount of information are not valuable unless the information is relevant for the information required to process the rule. And then take note class whenever we do pala BIM model check, there is a certain timeline within the milestone. For example, um, kapag na-hit nyo na yung certain milestone, sa project kasi we normally create milestones or para accomplishment. Like for example, if all the design, lahat ng across all disciplines are in 50% ano na complete. So that's the time that they collaborate their model. Okay? So whenever we do collaboration, we make sure that all of the models are up to date during uh, the model check. Nagkakaroon tayo ng model freeze. So the term model freeze happens when we need to para peds up, for example, o bawal mo nang gumalaw, wala mo nang gagalaw. Bago kayo gumalaw, antayin nyo muna yung comment. Kasi kapag gumalaw kayo habang nagche-check ang BIM, hindi na magiging valid or hindi na magiging up to date or hindi na or probably yung model mo dahil patuloy ka pa sa paggalaw, yung model mo is iba na sa itsura nung ipinasa mo for model check. So that should be um, carried out in terms of the relevant information kasi um, uh, para maiwasan natin yung inconsistencies ka. Let's say kapag nag-comment na may ganitong clash, kaya lang nung chinek mo, wala nang clash. So, magiging inconsistent na yung clash check sa'yo kasi nga, ginalaw mo na yung model. And at the same time, if you move, tapos kunwari walang clash, tapos nag-adjust ka, ngayon naman meron na siyang clash. So, we don't want that to happen. So, kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng mga model freeze. And lastly, the rule must also be relevant for what one intends to check. The development of new rules or adaptation of existing rules is often required. So again, whenever we check, um, uh, like for example, you can check it in a point of view ng structural lang or ng point of view ng plumbing lang para hindi lahat pag nag-model check ka is pati yung walang kinalaman sa gusto mong i-check lalabas. For example, ano ka, structural ka, ang gusto mo lang makita yung mga nag-clash sa structural members na ginagawa ng team nyo. But dahil lahat ng rule set is enable, so nung nag-run ka, pati yung nag-clash na plumbing, sa mechanical, sa electrical, lalabas din yun. So again, it should be relevant lang kung ano yung gusto mong i-check. Okay. Or yet, pwede rin naman lahatan. But depende pa rin kasi yun sa job description nung BIM. If you are only a BIM coordinator, so you are only particular with the discipline na ginagawa mo. Okay? Yun yung na-experience ko before wherein nung pag nag-check ako ng BIM, hindi ko iniintindi yung nagka-clash sa ibang discipline kasi problema nila yan eh. So ang problema ko yung magka-clash sa team na wino-workout ko. Now, there is a separate person who will check for all of those checks as well. So yun naman yung BIM manager namin na nagche-check ng entire model. And then he relays all the all the errors or all the clashes sa rest of the team. Okay. And then This aspect can also used to illustrate the distinction between BM or the building model and the BIM, which includes I for the information. So, yun. Again, we differentiate yung BM sa BIM kasi again, if we said BM or building model or 3D model, doon natin siya ginagawa sa Revit, sa Civil 3D, as I've said a while ago. And then sa BIM, we check that on a different platform or software. The BIM community is in its expansive phase. The proponents are claiming that BIM in general and model checking in particular will be a game changer, which is very true based sa experience ko kasi it is um, quite beneficial for the project by having this BIM. And then the approach in this chapter or module is tries to be more balanced. The opportunity are great, but this requires a high degree of input of relevant information from BIM files and advanced, precise rules and processing. The maturity level in exchanging BIM files with a highly specific content of information is currently low. Ayan. So, kapag meron na tayong mga model, so we collaborate all of them. So take note that ang unang-una natin kailangang anuhin is rule-based. So we deliver it, we inform everyone that ito yung um, mga minimum requirements namin. Ito yung mga non-negotiable. Ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng mangyari. Okay, for example, electrical, tatamaan ng water line. So it's a very no-no. Parang ganoon. So with that, we set those rules and then yung mga clearances which are minimum but not limited. Meron naman tayong mga rules na although we have minimum pero it can adjust kapag a certain issues arises. Tipo, pwede kami mag-adjust kung hindi kayo pwede mag-adjust. Ganun. And then if both parties can't adjust, so that's the time we should create a separate action or work around for that scenario kasi again every situation sa construction are case to sa design yun nga is case to case basis, so yun, so that's the time we collaborate. And then once everything is being set with its rules, so that's the time we do the model checking. So we often equal or the BMC is quite synonymous with the clash detection. Actually, yung BMC term na to is dito ko lang sa module nabasa, pero yung term kasi namin ginagamit is clash detection talaga. So, ang importance of this clash detection is somewhat very relevant nga kasi yan yung iniiwasan nating mangyari on site na magkakaroon ng implication or impact with the cost. Now, also with this clash detection, although take note na that clash detection doesn't equate or hindi siya same as BMC. It's sometimes often synonymous with BMC. Pero take note that BMC is BIM based model check. Hindi lang clash yung chine-check doon. So, iba pa yung, ayun nga, tulad ng example ko na baka nakabaliktad yung mga models, etc. So, sa clash detection kasi, clash lang talaga based sa rule set yung yung tinitingnan. And then take note that clash detection is a useful way to demonstrate the benefits of BIM in model checking software such as I've said, Navisworks. Ito yung ginagamit namin madalas. Etong Navisworks na to. Ayan. And then ito, hindi ako familiar with this software. Sabi dito, this is Solibri model checker. Pero ang most of the time na ginagamit talaga is Navisworks. So we have Navisworks Simulate, Navisworks, I forgot the other one, pero I think there's Freedom, Navisworks Freedom. And then clash detection in BIM is one of the most common ways to demonstrate the practical uses of BMC. Okay? BMC replaces or supports the traditional quality assessment in drawings. Okay? Before, we have a QA with the drawing kung saan check natin kung may nagka-clash ba based sa plan. Kaya lang, as we do this, ano to, dapat yung nagko-QA ng plan is somewhat magaling mag-isip or parang magaling siya mag-imagine. Kasi pag hindi niya na-imagine yung mga levels and location sa design, so hindi magiging effective din yung QA sa drawings. Now, those individuals that do QA traditionally sa mga drawings and designs, so mga seasoned ano na yan, mga seasoned checker na yan, whether architect or engineer. Now, kapag kasi medyo baguhan, minsan mas maraming na overlook. Now, for us to avoid those implication na may mga na-overlook sa QA, so that's the very essence of having BMC. Mas napapadali yung pagka-quality assurance nung ating mga model kasi it is made in 3D na. Tapos, nabi-visualize na natin sa computer yung kakalabasan ng ating project. So again, quality assurance is a key aspect in BMC. An example of this one is this. Ayan, baka puro words lang yung nakikita nyo. Ito, Navis Work Manage. So may makita kayo ditong isang element. Ayan. And then this one. So ito yung mga normaling nakikita natin. And then meron tayong mga clash detection, etc. Kung ano gusto mong i-display ng mga models and so on. Ayan. So smart BMC, okay. The general challenge for BMC and particular clash detection is massive reporting of non-real issues. So although we set yung mga rule set, meron pa ring lahat nakikita. So sa sobrang dami, yung iba hindi siya real issues. So yun, which by the way, whenever na may na-identify na clashes sa model, tapos pag i-take over na siya or i-address na siya ng concerned party, it should be dismissed manually or it should be highlighted na ito yung mga actions to be taken. Okay? And then, model check software has a function for marking the issues as not relevant. So, yun nga yung sinasabi ko, manually mo siyang itatag. Then, severities of issues are often graded by degree of deviation from the rule constraint, not from technical or economic impact. So, yun na nga, nagkakaroon tayo ng deviation from the rule set kasi as I've said a while ago, there are certain rules na kapag hindi ka pwede mag-adjust and then yung naka-clash mo hindi rin pwede mag-adjust. So, we need to deviate. Paano yung gagawin natin? Again, that's case-to-case basis. That the information in the BIM file enables BMC software to upgrade the issues by other criteria like the type of wall. An example of this is this one. Ito yung sinasabi natin. So for any structural wall, so hindi siya pwede or any structural member, it's a no-no na may tutusok diyan kasi yung mga bakal diyan can be compromised at mapuputol. Kapag naputol yung mga bakal sa loob, so what will happen is that we compromise the integrity or the strength of the material. So pero as BIM check, kapag pinasok mo na lahat ng model, so hindi naman kasi lahat ng wall ay structural wall. Now, ano bang pinagkaiba ng structural wall and architectural wall? Pag sinabi mong structural wall, buhos yan. Meron tayong mga bakal and then bubuhusan yan na may formworks. On the other hand naman, yung structural wall, normally it is made out of masonry or made out of mga plywoods. Yun. So, any other material na hindi siya gawa sa buhos na concrete na may bakal. Now, if that's the case na yun yung bubutasin natin, so walang problema kasi hindi naman siya structural wall. And then the difference with the two is that a structural wall is a load-bearing, meaning meron niyang kinikerring weight, meron niyang kinikerring resistance, unlike yung structural wall, whether nandyan yung wall or wala, magwi-withstand pa din yung structure. Unlike the structural wall, kapag tatanggalin mo yan, mako-compromise yung ating structure. I hope it's clear with the description or the discussion of yun na nga, na mayroon tayong mga na-identify na issues pero hindi naman siya automatically issues talaga, or parang it can be dismissed kasi minor lang yan. Ito hindi pwede, kailangan itong ma-address. Okay? And then another one is this one, yung severity. Okay? So there are cases wherein pag sobrang lalaki ng pipe, katulad nito, yung mga bends, so that's the time na we should address that bago makarating sa construction yan. We should address that basically during the design phase. Now, with the moderate, somewhat, kailangan din natin siya ma-address yung severity, pero it won't require us a very much effort. For example, itong critical kasi, kailangan mong i-relocate or i-realign. Itong moderate severity, baka kailangan mo lang tong iangat, parang ganito. Teka, kuha ko ng paint. Ay, saan yun? Example, this one. So, baka po pwede na ganito na lang yung maging address natin dyan. Nakaangat or pwedeng nakababa sa ilalim para hindi magka-clash. Yung mga ganito, baka kailangan i-relocate. Then, yung mga small pipes, eto, kailangan lang ito sigurong i-bend ng maliit na ganyan, which is can be done on-site na. Okay, yung mga ganyang kaliliit kasi madali lang naman yung i-adjust. Okay? Yan. And then, the adoption of BMC in the construction industry. So, sabi daw dito, si Eastman stated in the status report from the McGraw-Hill Construction, this is a publicated book. So, that model checking is the most important current BIM requirement, which is true, to effectively advance the industry, followed by improve interoperability. Increases model quality with correct solution is a great motivation for using BMC. And another rationale for model checking is to provide models free of issues so that data can be trusted when used in other software and process. So another description from a publicated issue. So let's skip that for now. And then this one. Okay, so let's go with the principles of BIM-based model checking. So the components of BMC system. So a BMC system consists of three parts. Una is yung software. Next is yung BIM files, and then the rule set, which I already discussed a while ago. So ito yung ating dyan is that we have a rule set. Okay. So using that rule set, we function it sa software checking. Okay. And then later, we kapag mayroong mga clashes, we forward that sa mga sa mga disciplines na involved, and then with that they update, and then they create another information to be added sa BIM, and then the cycle continues hanggang sa we come up with the answer, or ma-fix natin yung error so that we can move on to another phase of the project. And then this one, so the components of BMC system, so first include the service and function, enabling import of BIM files, processing of rules, visualization, and reporting also. I already mentioned that a while ago. So let's go with the rule set. So rule set is a collection of rules within one topic, such as BIM validation, clash detection, space validation, identifying updates between different version of the design. Ayan. So ito yung sinasabi natin kanina na we should create model lock kasi nga para maiwasan natin yung later issues with the version of the model. Okay? Comparing the structural versus architectural model, MEP solution, and content ng BIM file. So, yun. So, that's what we should have in the model. So, ito example ng clash detection. Ayan. So, meron akong hinanap na example sa ito. So, before, ito yung issues natin. Then, dyan yung makikita sino yung mag-a-adjust, sino yung hindi. Okay? So, it seems like this ducting or etong pula, siya yung hindi pwede mag-adjust. Pansinin nyo. So, siya yung, ang umibabaw yung ducting. And then, aside from that, hindi na mag-a-adjust si ducting. So, mag-a-adjust na yung pipe. Ito. Dahil maaaring wala na siyang paglalagyan, so siya na ngayon yung mag-a-adjust. So, those are the things that we should coordinate. Kung mapapansin nyo magkakaibang kulay, let's assume na magkakaibang discipline yan. Let's say, pwede nating isipin na this is hot and cold water, this is air conditioning. Example lang to ha. And then this red is somehow sabihin natin plumbing. So kung plumbing yan, it runs by gravity. So hindi siya pwedeng umibabaw tulad nito. Kung hindi, may stack up yung waste, yung solid waste. So if that's the case, si ducting na lang yung aangat. Ngayon, kung magtutuloy-tuloy si ducting dito, maaaring meron ditong issue somewhere here in terms of connection na mahihirapan na siyang bumalik sa baba. Kaya as early as this stage, bababa na siya. Hindi na siya nagtuloy-tuloy or maaaring wala ng space sa taas. Now, on the other hand naman, since eto maliit lang naman, and then let's say if this is water line, so that runs pressurized, so or hindi siya tumatakbo by gravity, so yung hot and cold water, if this is hot and cold, yung red and blue, so they will go up doon sa ating ducting ng mechanical. Now, as you can see, magkakaibang kulay, sabihin natin these two is isa lang ang nagde-design, ito is mechanical, then ito is sabihin natin plumbing. Sabihin natin magkakaibang tao or magkakaibang nagmo-model or magkakaibang company. So, they need to coordinate, hindi lang two parties yung magko-coordinate dito, pero the party involved doon sa location. Let's say, kung ito lang yung magka-clash, sabihin natin ito hindi na-clash. Example lang, hindi ito nag-clash. Ito lang. Kaya lang kapag gumalaw magka-clash dito sa red and blue. So they should be so all the parties involved, kahit hindi sila yung na-capture sa BIM, should also concur with the problem. Like pag sinabi ni mechanical na pag umangat ako, tatamaan ko yung water line. Parang ganon. So kailangan kausapin natin si waterline kasi kailangan umangat, kailangan nilang mag-adjust. So parang basically ganon. So yun, we need to coordinate. For me, the success of the BIM runs, aside from the software that's run for the model check, is the coordination of each parties or each discipline within the project. Kasi take note class, kapag nagde-design kasi ng mga complex project, hindi isang company lang ang gumagawa niyan. Normally, multiple companies. So, hindi kayo nasa isang kumpanya na kayo lahat yung gumagawa ng architectural, structural, MEPF, etc., etc. So, magkakaibang company kayo. So, you need to coordinate and then make sure na you are somewhat logical or justifiable yung mga stance nyo na hindi kayo pwede mag-adjust kasi a certain condition. Kasi meron ding mga individual na hindi ako mag-a-adjust kasi tinatamad mag-adjust. So dapat hindi ganun kasi pagka hindi kayo nag-adjust, so there would be implication, hindi mag-move forward yung project. And as I've said a while ago, so the information from BIM file, ito yung pinapasok natin data, may logic rule. So if it fails, so sabihin may clash, it would go up, babalik yan kasi kailangan natin pa-adjust. Not check kung walang rule set involved with that, and then pass kung walang issue. With that, so that's the end of the lecture for today, class. Please expect that we will be having that I will upload and you will have an access later this week for the initial initial tutorial for the software na gagamitin natin along the way. Do you have any question, class? Let's stop the recording muna. May question?